Congratulations! You've bought all your food, you've planned all your meals, and you're ready for your event. Today is your big day. First thing we need to do is go over to the shed and get the keys. When you arrive, you'll always find the lock like this. You'll need to put in the correct combination, open it, and pull it open like this. Once you're inside, you'll be able to find the key to the front door, which is going to be in a location just to the left of the door you just opened. Remember, the only time you're going to use this key is when you're opening up and closing. So you might want to put it back in the shed during your event. Once you open it here, you still have to use the combo, and once you do that, you're in. Now that you're in the building, one of the first things you should do is check it and make sure that everything was left appropriately. The Leave No Trace list is a great thing to follow. Make sure all the windows were closed, the doors were locked properly, the kitchen was clean, and everything else on the list is checked.
When arriving during the winter months or when it's very cold outside, these are the steps to turn water on, and when leaving, turning the water off to the building. When going through the steps, it's a good idea to carry this little booklet with you because it's all step by step. Your first step is to turn these handles clockwise. Second step, these handles will be on because this will have drained the system completely. You'll want to close these on this step. These two handles, hot, cold. The next step is to open these valves here, the red and blue. That supplies the building.
If some guests have already arrived, there may be a lot of activity. People will want to get settled, help you unload the food, and in the winter, light the stoves. Hopefully, you will have all of what we're about to discuss done before anyone arrives. Either way, you will want to do the following. Post the room assignments. Load the food into the refrigerators. And if it's cold, start fires in the stoves and turn on the floor heaters and fan. Room assignments are posted on the bulletin board over the host's desk. The form provided on the CAC website gives guests a good visual of their room location. Many know where to look for it and won't need to ask you which room they were given. We have some pro tips for you regarding putting your food into the refrigerators. These are things we have found helpful and are only suggestions. Number 1, either stock the refrigerators yourself, or if you have help, direct where you want everything to go so that you know where it is. Number 2, put your meats in one area of the fridge and fruits and veggies in another. Number 3, make it easy for your guest preparing meals to find things. An example of which would be you might have a shelf for breakfast fruit and another for lunches. Number 4, designate an area in the fridge for leftovers. That makes it easier to know what you have left over and where to find it during your stay. In the winter, the building will probably be cold, and you will need to start the stove fires, turn on the second floor bathroom floor heaters and fan, and when the great room warms up, turn on the first floor fan so warm air can circulate in the dorm. Generally speaking, fires aren't allowed from Memorial to Labor Day, but if it's cold, you may need to light the stoves. The kindling in this photo is stacked over crumpled up newspaper and leaned against the stove sidewall. If you put 1 or 2 logs on top of the kindling, as shown, there will be plenty of air to start the fire. Remember to push the rods on the bottom of the stove in to maximize the initial airflow and pull them out for a slower burn once the fire is started. The next thing you should do is turn up the floor heater thermostats in the second floor bathrooms. Units like these can be found on the walls in both bathrooms, and you should increase the temperature to 70 degrees. The control unit for the second floor fan is in the closet on that floor on the right-hand side. Once the great room is warm, step into the foyer and flip up the switch so the dorm will warm up. Once these things are done, you should be ready to go. Remember, your job as a host isn't to do everything. It's to make sure everything's all done. And most importantly, have fun.